What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Ronan. Now listen, I don't know why this video was sent to me, but it was the greatest scammer man of all time. Why you sent me this? You know what I'm saying? I don't do none of that. I don't know what you talking about. My homie sent me this. We finna get straight into it. Look like TK reacting to it.
All of the world's flashiest scammer.
You been down.
Hush puppy. That nigga can go. $5,000.
I first heard about Ramon Abbas when he was arrested. It was a pretty big international news story. He was arrested in Dubai and he was very quickly extradited to the US.
Why was I sent this?
Ramon Abbas, also known as Hush Puppy, was responsible for a number of business email compromise scams.
But what he was most known for was being an Instagram influencer. He had a following of millions of people, and it was always very mysterious where his
See, that's how niggas fuck up. You flashy your money.
Yeah.
actually came from.
According to the affidavit, he was charged with $30 million worth of fraud.
Now listen, I do want to say one thing. If I was to ever go broke, which at this point I have so much knowledge, it's merely, I wouldn't say impossible, merely that would be devastating. But listen, if I was to go broke, I know so much that I'm gonna have to resort to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to resort to the admin. And I'm not playing. I'm gonna have to resort to the admin. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm in a new crib. I know you see the background. Just chill out. I know you see the TV. That's an 85-inch, by the way. I know you see the mount. Just chill. You probably can't even see it, but just chill. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. I know a few tips and tricks, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Quick couple bands. Double digits. I'm out of Gatorade.
Hush Puppy is the #1 Yahoo boy in Nigeria. He's a role model.
Of course, that's what the scammers are.
Every Yahoo boy in Nigeria.
Damn.
There are ways to look at Hush Puppy not as some kind of hero, but you can respect some of the things that he did.
No, that's crazy, brother. Okay, at least I'm not the only one. That's insane. That is insane, bro.
Letting another man slap meat on your tongue like that in public is great, man.
The things that he did and the way that he thrived in our current online social media ecosystem. One of the things people would ask me was, why did he post on Instagram? Like, he should have just kept a low profile. My answer ultimately was, why do you post on social media? I mean, he was doing it for the same reasons we all do it, to get some response from people, to feel his place in the world grow and be respected.
G for Gucci, you know?
When you look at the story from one layer, it's very simplistic, but the deeper you get into it, the more you see the complexities around how someone like Hush Puppy exists in the modern world.
Fall of the billionaire Gucci.
Ramon grew up in a neighborhood of Lagos called Oloron Shoki. It's a bit of a hardscrabble neighborhood. His father drove a taxi, his mother sold bread and other foods on the street. By his own account, he always looked to sort of the ritzier areas of Lagos as a kind of dreamer, and he wanted to have more for himself.
Today we have an exclusive.
Listen, man, it's a crime when black people do it, but when white people do it, it's called business. That nigga Brett Favre scammed mad millions off of poor blacks. They still ain't arrested that nigga.
Inside look at the internet scam that has been sweeping this country, based out of Nigeria.
When the internet arrived, late 90s, early 2000s, in places like Ramon Abbas's neighborhood.
Bro, am I racist? I got one thing. Am I racist? Like, I know you get those calls. We all human. You get them random calls talking about insurance guarantee or something like that, warranty. But am I the only one, bro, when it's like and no racist stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with everybody, but when the Indian dude call you, bro, and it's like, what you want, my boy? Like, immediately if I see Indian dude, I'm like, oh, that's a scammer. Like, bro, and I don't mean to be racist, but it's like, all the scams came from them. My experience. Let me start fire. Please don't ban me.
People would go down to the internet cafe, and one of the things that Nigerians discovered when they logged on was that oftentimes there was sort of a reputation that preceded them online. They were already viewed as being scammers because of the 419 scams of the 80s and 90s, which were basically either phone or fax or letter scams. This coincided as well with more difficult economic times within Nigeria, fewer job prospects, and so there was a community who sort of embraced that label, who decided, okay, I will figure out how to make money online, I will figure out how to take advantage of people, and they're actually incredibly innovative.
It started, as it almost always does, with an email.
There was a community of young boys who became known as Yahoo Boys, based on the free email accounts that were available for this type of scamming. I spoke to a criminologist in Nigeria, Adedeji, who he spent a lot of time with Yahoo Boys, and he actually lived for a time among them to study them, to understand their motivations, to understand their techniques, to see what became of them over time, and he knew a lot of the same people in Ramon's circle.
My PC about to blow
I
up.
had a very good relationship with them because I saw them as human beings. It was very popular in the slums, areas like Bariga, Ajegunle, Ijora, Mushin, because these are places where you have a lot of young boys who have very little life chances. Hush Puppy, Ramon Abbas. At that time, he was one of the very smart boys. He went very far. He met a lot of people who could help him improve on the skills of cybercrime, knowing that the kind of cybercrime we had in Nigeria in the early days was close to the 419, the later scam.
He moved from Nigeria to Malaysia, and at the time in particular, there was a sort of exodus of Yahoo Boys from Nigeria to Malaysia. There are a variety of theories about why they moved there. The possibility that it was a little more lax, that the Nigerian government was paying a little more attention at that time. Also because there was more sophisticated internet architecture there in terms of how you could hide the location that your requests were coming from.
He moved closer to where he could have access to all of the tools. He wanted more information than what every other person had. And that was why it became what most...
Sound like a two-tier scam. If Nigerians really got into cybersecurity, we wouldn't be.
So then did not become.
If you don't have a strong website, you're toast.
Flaming my shit. Yeah, I don't got ad blockers. Get back to the vid.
It seems like he was connected to several different flavors of scams, one of which was business email compromise, which is the most lucrative internet scam.
Different types of scams, dang.
Well, today, one of the largest scams attacking end users is called the business email compromise. The business email compromise seems really sophisticated. And during my career, I've dealt with hundreds of these incidents. The bad guys are able to compromise an email account of a business. Could be a small business, could be a large business, and it involves financial transactions.
You have a company, and the company is going to be targeted by the scammers. And usually they'll research the company. They're trying to find the right person. And what they do is a hacker gets access to someone's email account. So usually middle manager or someone in the accounting department of a company. Once they're in the email, they don't actually do anything. They just sit there and they wait.
They playing a waiting game, boy.
And when they see invoices, that's what they're looking for. When an invoice comes in, they might spoof the email of the sender of the invoice, mock up a fake invoice that looks exactly like the one that just came in, and then send a follow-up email saying, this was not the correct bank account information, this is the new bank. So
them niggas finessing.
Niggas going crazy.
Come on now. Like, hey bro, I ain't get paid. Switch this shit for me. You're like, yeah. Hey, tell me, bro. You got Cash App gang?
You got Cash App gang? It was that one video, he like, you got chased or something like that. Shit was funny as fuck.
And carefully, then they are prone to sending the money right out the door. That's essentially what BEC scams are. Someone asked for this money who's not the right person, and you sent them millions of dollars.
I suspect $20,000.
Ramon had picked up the handle Hush Puppy in, I think, 2012, but it was really when he got to Malaysia that
they own this
he
man
started
case.
posting photos, mostly of himself.
But
Was a kid from Lagos on the rise. Here are the luxury brands that I'm now consuming. And he started mixing that with a kind of self-help mantras and a sort of prosperity.
Hold on. This is a crazy title for a nigga stealing.
The kind of...
The God I serve doesn't want me to struggle. That's why I be bald. That nigga scamming? Nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's a crazy title, bro.
Self-help
mantras. Bro.
A sort of
If you can't build with them, don't chill with them. Gucci, Hermes, Birkin.
prosperity gospel, you know, the hustle. His followers started sort of picking up over time. And then Hush Puppy began a friendship with Momfa, who's a very, very well-known influencer in Nigeria. And with Momfa, who's a very...
Boy, I need to hang with them, but what you talking about, boy? Let me get some leftovers, my nigga. I'm just playing. I don't. This is for educational purposes only. You know what I'm saying? You watch these young men, you know what I'm saying, scam, and you just, this is just educational purposes only. Don't try to attempt to do any of these things. There will be consequences with every action.
Very, very well-known influencer in Nigeria. And Momfa lived in Dubai. That seems like the time when he started to see that there was enough.
Also, bruh, I heard you can't even hold hands in Dubai. Everybody always talking about how luxury Dubai is. They got rules. Your girl have to wear a thing over her face. No one never told me those. Yeah, you can't hold hands. You got just all types of stuff. I'm like, dang, that's insane, bruh.
Another level of opulence.
That nigga rich like you, don't matter. Nigga still look like, ooh, I'm the fuck, nigga. I ain't say nothing about his money.
There was another tier of lifestyle that he could be living. And so he packed up from Malaysia, moved himself to Dubai. When he moved to Dubai, he really entered this world of truly high wealth individuals, which included obtaining a penthouse apartment, closets full of designer clothes, shelves of unopened sneakers that had only been made once, sneakers that had been made specifically for him, and a basement parking garage that was full of cars like Ferraris, Bentleys. He's sometimes now flying on private planes. He's one of the guests of honor at the Formula One race. He's being invited to big events in Dubai. And so he's kind of entered this upper crust of some of the most wealthy people in the world.
But that's who we
The difference between Hush Puppy and the other Yahoo boys is the fact that he went international. Then
that boy said he got your house on his fingertips, but it's all playing.
we went to the social media to show off all of these things. But as for recklessness, they are all reckless. Even those who are not on the international scenes are also reckless. That's the way they live.
You guys know how it is when you buy a new Mac.
What you talking about? Let me skip the video.
So Hush Puppy's 37th birthday, it was all kind of, at that moment, it felt like it was really coming together for Hush Puppy. And he posted about that.
Goes Dubai, wish you happy birthday, Hush Puppy.
And he posted about how far he had come. While that birthday celebration was happening, the sort of seeds of Hush Puppy's downfall had already kind of been sown.
Well, he made the cardinal sin in organized crime. He flaunted his wealth. He brought a lot of attention to himself.
Fucking up, nigga.
He made himself appear to...
Because everybody, the first thing everybody asks when you balling is, What do you do, big bro? He's locked up, yeah. I think he got like 10 years, 12 years.
National.
And was forced to pay 30 million, but that nigga ran up 300 on this shit.
You telling me 10 years is a decade. 10 years is a decade. Not saying that's a good amount of time to be wasted. You know, that is a lot of time. I'm thinking he finna get 20 life. He ran up 300 M's. That's not even bands. 300 M's. He only gotta pay 30 M's. 10 years. He get out. He's still good. I mean, do the crime, gotta face the time. If I scam for 100 M, I want to go to jail. I don't know, like 2 or 3 years. Pay like 15 M's. I mean, nah, we good. No.
So that ain't even much.
Hero. But when you are out there and you are flaunting all of this information, there's so much open source intelligence that he was just providing about himself.
The FBI arrested a Canadian money launderer, and his name is Galeb Al-Amari. When they arrested Al-Amari, he had a phone on him in which there were contacts for Hush Puppy, and there were message exchanges with Hush Puppy. What they came to believe was that Al-Amari and Hush Puppy were sort of part of a loosely networked group of people who were committing BEC scams and moving the money around the world. Oftentimes, there would be hackers who would hack into the email accounts, and the FBI later concluded these were North Korean state-sponsored hackers who had actually committed billions of dollars worth of crime around the world over the past 10 years. Al-Amari would connect up with Hush Puppy, ask him if he had any bank.
So he getting called for somebody else's mistake. So somebody else got called, and he was just the dude texting. They like, who is these? They picked up the phone, started, oh yeah, this blah 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 blah, blank 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 blank. You know what I'm saying? What he talking about? Hey, that's a crazy way to go out.
Accounts, and when a big BE score was about to happen, Hush Puppy would provide a bank account that could receive millions of dollars that were about to be transferred out of a company. The crimes that they were accused of included the large-scale hacking of a bank in Malta for $13 million, a BBC scam on an American law firm for just under $1 million. The biggest one was an attempted BEC scam on 2 UK companies, both of which were for around $100 million.
Bro, this amount of money we like talking about now, sometimes like you can't even fathom. It's like you get 100,000, okay, 200,000, 200,000, blah blah blah. Once you hit $1 million, it's not too much money. $1 million, 1 million, 2 million, but hundreds of millions. Like, can you even like see, like, imagine what that looks like? Million, like hundreds of millions of dollars, like. That's crazy.
And one of which was an English Premier League football team.
They done hit Manchester United for the bag. Arsenal got flipped.
In early June 8th, Hush Puppy was asleep upstairs on the second floor of his apartment. There was a bang on the door, and then suddenly the apartment was full of people with guns. At first he thought they were victims of an armed robbery, but then it quickly turned out it was the Dubai SWAT team, and they had come in fully kitted up. They were ready.
Damn, they got these niggas doing a fucking promo video.
But then it quickly turned out it was the Dubai SWAT.
Niggas said,
They had come
Hey, think about that.
fully kitted up. They were ready for war. He was whisked onto a plane
But it is getting
24
clout.
or 48 hours and sent to the U.S.
If you are to classify Hush Puppy, how would you classify him? Busted.
I give a lot of credit to the FBI agents who arrested Hush Puppy, but we are not going to arrest our way.
But they
out of
filmed
this
the whole
problem.
thing,
We
but
took one bad guy.
But they
off
made
the
a
street.
music video.
But how many more of them are out there?
It's a lot of him. It's a lot of him out there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I know some. Listen, I know it's a lot of him out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just gotta do it. I don't know what y'all gonna do. A lot of them. Damn.
Need one of those.
Me too.
Shit.
Me too. But what?
I think even though
Nah, that's the type of watch you slap a motherfucker. That's the type of watch you backhand a nigga. Leave an imprint on his face.
Leave it.
I think even
My wrist so empty. That's what I be saying. I be like, damn, I'm too sexy not to have some shit on my wrist. It's okay though, soon come.
you know, we believe
Yeah.
Mr. Abbas
Yeah, no cap.
is a major player in this. He's only a bit player in the entire infrastructure of the complete organism.
Niggas said that watch look illegal to look at. That's the type of watch you touch it, you owe them 50 bands.
There are just so many actors and so many elements in these schemes, including organized crime in places like Russia, in places like Brazil.
Why you like niggas feeding him? That's king treatment. I'd rather women, but to each their own. You know what it is to have motherfuckers feeding you? That's royalty treatment. You don't even have to lift your own fork.
That it's really, really hard to make a dent, I think, in the power of the
I need 60 bad bitches catering to my every whim. You be sitting there.
To every need.
Fuck. Just like these. Lord Scum, would you like a grape? I'm like, yes. Another one gonna come up with a little shit on my lips. I'm like, send them away.
Did he say Lord is scum?
I'm like, send them away.
It'll be like these.
Nah, what? Nah, come on. That's the life I deserve.
To me, one of the tragedies of this whole situation is that because of the reputation of scamming in Nigeria, law enforcement there, particularly with
This
the
video
Special
long,
Anti-Robbery
bro.
Squad, they ended up using scammers and Yahoo boys as just a pretext.
All of a sudden, they're on the streets arresting every young guy for being involved in cybercrime without any evidence.
We watching Chainsaw Man tonight? I'm down. Chainsaw and Blue Lock dropped, ain't it?
They just
Chainsaw Man is lit.
For young boys, they forced them to say a lot of things and then boom. It became one of the reasons why we had what we had in Nigeria last year.
For weeks now, there have been demonstrations against police brutality across Africa's most populous country. Protesters accuse the now disbanded
Is he
Special
green, bro?
Anti-Robbery Squad, or SARS, of torture.
They've been notorious for extrajudicial killings and harassment, especially of young Nigerians.
NSARS in Nigeria was a big deal last year.
It's Nigeria.
A lot of
Nigeria?
lives were lost, and up till this moment, we are still trying to pacify young people. Cybercrime is not a problem of Nigeria or for Nigeria. It's a problem from every part of the world. We need a global cybercrime law. If we have a law, and we also have global law enforcement agencies, then we are moving towards managing.
Wait, what? Nigeria's Inspector General bullies known as these guys just anti-robbery squads. Damn. Well, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed that. The greatest scammers man of all time. Wait, greatest scammer man? Yeah, that title sounds a little weird, but I'm pretty sure you get the gist, man. Y'all don't scam. You know what I'm saying? Stay. Do something productive, bro. Like, do something productive, bro. Go real estate. Don't scam online. Money from doing YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Go do something productive, man. You don't wanna risk your life doing scams, having to go to jail for years, then come up with hundreds of millions of bands and just living life to the fullest. It's your brother, Lincoln. I'm on the couch.